Greetings, fellow sinners. Hey, the Reprieve here with you today because I want you to punch me in the face. That's right, I said it. I want you to punch me in the face. Believe it or not, I'm just getting over a bit of a head cold. I've got a herniated disc in my back right now that is pinching a nerve. This is, I believe they said, between the L5 and L6 parts of your spine, lower spine there. All I can say is, women, if childbirth feels anything like this, please get me an epidural, because you can't stand up, you can't sit down, you can't lay down. Everything just hurts all the time. So if you're ever going to punch me in the face, now would be the best time. But the reason that I want you to punch me in the face is because I want to talk about what Thoughtful Atheist was talking about yesterday, but not in so much the same terms. See, Thoughtful Atheist said a few things that, well, brought him a whole crap storm of heat, and most of it deservedly so. So let's forget about what Thoughtful Atheist said and how he said it, and let's attack, I think, what were his main points from a different angle. I've chosen, oh, by the way, if you don't know, Thoughtful Atheist, unless you've been living under a rock or, you know, have been spending the last couple days in a cave, you probably know, even DPR Jones noticed that Thoughtful Atheist made a video about rape and a woman asking for it. So, I'm not going to touch that. This is why I'm asking you to punch me in the face, because I want to attack 5 arguments that I've heard made about his video and the points that he made. Now, I'm not going to say yes or no, I believe this, I believe that. I'm just going to point out the 5 arguments that I've heard, and I'm going to see if we can punch holes in them. Doesn't mean I don't agree with them, doesn't mean I do agree with them. I just want to see how well the arguments hold up. So, argument number 1. No one ever asks to be the victim of a crime. Well, considering punching somebody in the face is a crime, it's called assault, and I just asked you to punch me in the face. If you really punched me in the face, am I asking for it? Well, I think I did, so where's the crime? Because I asked for it. Well, the crime still lies in the hands of the person who threw their fist and caught me in the chin or wherever they decided to hit me. But do I bear some responsibility for asking for it? I'm not going to decide. Like I said, this is up to you. I asked for it. I'm willing to have a discussion either way on it. Point number 2. No one ever deserves to be the victim of a crime. Well, take my last statement about me asking you to punch me in the face. If I am walking around asking you to punch me in the face, do I deserve to be punched in the face? What if I ask in a little different manner? What if I tell you that your mom's a whore? What if I tell you that if you don't punch me in the face, I'm going to walk over to your kids and punch them in the face? What if I actually have my fist raised to your child? I haven't hit them yet, but the intent or possibility that I might hit your child in the face is there. Then I deserve to be the victim of a crime, which would be probably you assaulting me, maybe you shooting me, maybe you shoving me? What you tell me. Let's have a discussion on this. Do I deserve to be the victim of a crime? Am I even the victim of a crime if I am that close to hurting your child in what you think is imminent danger? But knowing my history, most of you would know that your child is in no imminent danger of me hitting him. I would never hit a child, especially somebody else's. But besides that, I mean, what factors are we taking into account here? So let's discuss that. Point number 3. When you are more vulnerable, it becomes easier for an assailant. But that does not mean the risk is greater. The risk is ever present. I am always at risk of being punched in the face. As long as another person is near me, there is a risk that I will be punched in the face? Does the risk increase when I say I want you to punch me in the face? Does the risk increase when the person standing next to me is somebody who has been to jail several times for punching me in the face, or for punching people in the face? Does the risk increase when I'm standing next to a murderer? Does the risk increase when I'm standing next to a professional boxer? The risk is always there, but do circumstances increase the risk? Point number 4, going right along with that last one. If you do not take minimum precaution, you become an easy target. What is the minimum precaution for being protected against being punched in the face? Would that be covering up my face constantly, making sure that you can't possibly punch me in the face? Would it be not to hang around with professional boxers? Or would it be to just not ask people to punch me in the face or say stuff that would egg them on to get me punched in the face? You decide. Like I said, I'm not taking a side on this. I'm just presenting the arguments and seeing if we together can discuss the validity of said argument. And number 5. Now this one's not about getting punched in the face. Number 5 is the statement that rape is about power and control. If rape is about power and control, why is sex involved? I'm not saying I disagree with this statement. Make sure you understand that. I am just asking, why is sex involved when gaining power and control over you can happen in so many ways? Men gain power and control over other men, usually through a show of force that ends with fisticuffs, with wrestling, with knocking the other guy out, sometimes with weapons, you name it. If the point is only to gain power and control over women, why is sex involved? If you take a look over in the sidebar, there's a link to a website that discusses what researchers have found to be the 4 reasons that men rape women. Some of them, they don't categorize, they don't say which ones happen more often than others. Perhaps that's discussed somewhere else. Sometimes it is just circumstance. Sometimes it is not premeditated. Sometimes it is the heat of the moment, like many, many, many other crimes. People get caught up in the heat of the moment. People get caught up in poor decision making, being drunk. Whatever good decisions you normally make, you are less prone to make good decisions when you are drunk. This, I'm not talking about the woman that Thoughtful Atheist was talking about. I'm talking about an assailant. I'm talking about a rapist. Alcohol, drugs, these things help you to lose your inhibitions. If you are actively smoking pot, if you are actively doing... I'm not a big drug person, so you tell me what the hot drugs of the day are. I don't know. Whatever, it is well known that alcohol and drugs help you to lose your inhibition. So you tell me, do these things carry a factor in rape? Now, I know. I saw DPR Jones's video too, where he discusses the chances that people know they're rapists and stuff like that. Where I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, let's put it in the situation that Thoughtful Atheist had. The woman is at a party. Whatever happened at the party, either she was drunk, she was stoned, or she was perfectly sober, is walking home from that party and was followed by somebody. It's not been made clear to me, unless I misunderstood, whether this person was an acquaintance or not. So I'm going to assume that it's not. You are free to assume whatever you wish. I would assume from what we said, it's not an acquaintance. This person follows her home, pushes her in her door, and begins to rape her. To me, and only to me, in this scenario, this was about sex and drugs for the assailant. This is not making an excuse. This is not taking any blame whatsoever off the rapist. This is not to put any on the victim herself. This is trying to understand rapists so that we can help to avoid future rapes. I tried to make this point several times to several different people, that at the very end of it, the very end, the very point that Thoughtful Atheists should have made from the very beginning, was that there is something he could have done to help prevent what happened. There are things that we all could do to help prevent what happens. Learning the psychology of criminals leads to this. So I definitely encourage you to read these articles, make your own decisions, and let's have a conversation about it. Thanks for watching, and if you really do want to punch me in the face, like I said, now is the best time. I am in as bad a shape as I've been in a long time, as far as parts of my body that are already hurting, and if you would like to take me up on the offer, please let me know. Thanks for watching. This has been The Reprieve, saying that true peace begins with how we treat our children. God bless you all.